This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Fred, and welcome to this short. Is following Karen Maloney's talk earlier this week. So I want to talk to you a little bit about healing and what is the process of healing. Is there a process of falling back to where we naturally are? Is there a vital force homeostatic platform? Is there a space that we don't know that we have that is actually calm, at peace, and at joy, that our body is naturally magnetically attracted to? Or do we have to work to find ourselves into a healed state? There's something like relaxing into a healed state. It seems very attractive for our thought process. If we move the things out of the way that have come into our way through the trauma of living, we will find ourselves in a healthy, standing, foundational platform of being healthy and being healed. Is that what's going on here? Are we really headed in some ways to a natural state of peace and joy? We move the things out of the way that are preventing us from being there. This is a very interesting question and one that we get to take on this week with Karen Maloney. It's Karen's assumption that's naturally is the case, or at least very much partially, it's a big influence that when we do the proper interventions from the inside out, when we look at what we've been holding in our body and our spirit and our mind as a function of the traumas that we experience in life or the perceived traumas that we experience in life, we then fall back naturally into our healthy state. A state that, as far as Karen's concerned, and I think I agree, is a state that includes peace and joy as maximum considerable components of the process. So what does it take to go there? There are multiple different modalities that last the test of time, and some of them come from ancient civilizations, including Chinese and Indian, and even indigent populations that have existed in some of our countries, which have since been so-called civilized, and where we have done away with the original population so that we could populate the influence of the conquerors. And what we have lost in that process is access to a certain form of healing, a certain capacity to feel peace and joy. So what Karen does is she is able to amalgamate and to assimilate multiple different ways of healing together. And by using what is called for inside of those healing mechanisms, is able to create a pathway or a process to find ourselves healed again. She likes working, as she says, working with women, which many of my practitioners on the Healthy Healer have a tendency or a propensity to work primarily with women. I'm not sure what that really is, why us men are not targeted to the same level of divine intervention, divine healing techniques. Certainly some of us have benefited from some of those processes and modalities, but much of this is often focused on women for some reason. So Karen is here to help women have traumatized, deal with their trauma in a positive direction, in a positive way, and find their own of peace and joy in their own healing. She calls herself an inside-out coach, realizing that if she works from the inside, get the manifestations on the outside. And I have been on her podcast, the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast, and she walks the walk that she talks, and that's very impressive. She was able to have some traumas early in her life, and then specifically a trauma of a very difficult breakup in 2016, which led her to really step up and upgrade who she is as a healer, bringing her skill set and interests to where she now has become really well known for delivering techniques that effectively release pain and trauma that is locking itself into people's bodies and into their minds and functioning capacity. Karen herself was a functionally anxious person and didn't even know it. See, our baselines get incorporated as being simply what's so and what to expect. And if we don't really pay attention to it, we'll think that life just is what it is and not be able to strive for having a life that is more rich and profound than the one that we are presently surviving. Karen counts on that. She counts on people to see that in fact, who she really gets to be is somebody who helps people find what's important to them and then live that kind of life. So I'm asking you, what does inside out healing look like for you? When you do the inner work, what are some of the outer manifestations that you get to experience? What has been your route, either as healing resource or as someone has taken on a degree of healing through that inner work? What have you discovered? Take a look at that and leave your comments in below. Thank you so much for being a listener for The Healthy Healer. It's a pleasure always to have these conversations with you. Please remember to comment or share, and please subscribe so that other people like you can get access to wonderful conversations. Thanks again. I got to go. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.